So this time, instead of doing a straight wrist grab, which they reach straight across, he's going to do a cross wrist grab, meaning he's reaching across his body and my body to attack the opposite hand. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to hold my bandana just so you can see what's happening. But in reality, what I'm doing is I roll my hand in towards me, I bring it up, and I rotate it around like I'm showing it to him. I want to bring it all the way up here high to his face. So it's between my face and his face, at least as high as his face. And the reason is because you've disengaged his shoulder and his arm is weaker up here. So I can drop my elbow down where I'm strong. Once I'm here, I need to turn his body from in front of me. So with a quick snap this way, I want to turn his body away from me, and notice that this is being stretched out at the same time. So now this hand is going to find the bottom of the scapula here. I'm going to catch it, and as I'm holding the wrist and the scapula, what I want to do is I need to step into him so I can push him away with all my power, letting go of his wrist, his back, everything, and shooting him across, and then turning and escaping. Okay? So, now, how do I practice at home? Same thing. I'm standing there. I see the person, they reach across. As they reach across, I bring my hand in. I bring it up to my face so I can see it. I turn it, and I grab a hold of their wrist. I snatch them out to the side, this way, so that they spin in front of me, and they give me their back. This hand opens up and finds that scapula, and you want to put it right in here in your palm. Notice my elbows are down. I'll jerk here like this, but I want my elbow down. I don't want to pull with my elbow up, and I don't want to push with this elbow up. My strength is here with my elbows down. This is why we're doing this type of training, okay? So as I turn his body and I leave my elbows down and I have that strength, I'm holding his wrist, I find that scapula, and then I can step in. And it doesn't make a difference which leg I feel comfortable stepping in with. That might depend on his position, my position, how things are moving. But you step in towards them, and you keep your elbows down, and you use your legs and your whole body, and you shove them away. And you can see this pop out in front of you, and you know you have energy going that way, okay? And so sometimes you might get a really big, heavy set person, and you can't push them away because you're too small and you're too light, okay? So it would be the same as like trying to push a wall away. You're not going to move the wall, correct? So even if we're doing that same push, and I'm going to use the wall that's here, so as I come into the wall, I can't move the wall, but what I can do is I can still step in and bend my arms, and I can springboard my body off to create space and distance from the person. So it's the same thing on this wall. I'm out here, I might have turned the person, and if you can tell my arms are straight, I step in and then I bounce off. And I springboard away, okay? So that's the other thing that you can practice, all right? And you can practice it at your home. Just don't push yourself off and trip over your furniture or whatever, or step on the cat or the dog, all right? Okay, so that covers a cross wrist grab and how you're going to train on your own at home, you know, escaping out of a cross wrist grab. And understand, I'm just showing you one or two basic ways that we get out of people grabbing a hold of us. Because real self-defense is about running away, not staying there. We identify, we respond to what's happening, and we escape. We're not going to stay and fight. That's the wrong goal. It's the wrong intention. My goal and my intention is to do self-defense. It's to flee and to escape and get away. So I identify what's happening. Oh, they're coming in. Oh, I need to, hey, why are you picking on me? What did I do? This is a response. My next response might be I'm already running. I'm not going to wait till they make contact. If they're mad, I can just leave. But you run into what happens if. Somebody gets a hold of you. Someone's holding on to you. How do you get out? How do you turn them away? And we don't want to escape from someone, leaving them in a position where they're going to outrun you, or they're still standing there, and you're still standing there. It doesn't do me any good if, Troy, if you come back over. It doesn't do me any good if I'm standing here and Troy grabs a hold of my wrist, and I go, okay, fine, Troy's got my wrist. I'm going to go on the top side just so I can show you. And I go, ha, I'm out. He's going to do something else, and I've got another problem because I didn't go anywhere. I just stayed here. I forgot to escape. Okay? So if my plan is that I need to do something, there's a lot of things I can do. I can come up. I can turn. I don't have to do a typical, like I just showed you, the basic wrist grab. I could come here and I can go, you know what? If he's gonna grab a hold of me in this wrist grab, I'm gonna shoot across and I'm gonna put him in a Z-lock, and I'm gonna bring him down here in front of me, and I'm not gonna walk backwards. I'm gonna walk towards him, which is gonna dump him back on his head. But I don't want him to break my door. And I don't want him to get hurt. So I'm gonna drop him down here in front, and then when I want to drop him, I just go into him, boom, this way. He falls that way. I let go. He's falling backwards, and I leave. So I'm not limited to what I can do. I can still do all the techniques that I want to do. We're using the bandana to get us to think about keeping our hands together so we don't make the simple basic mistakes. If you'll come back over, and he grabs a hold of my wrist, and I go, ha, I'm out. What's this hand doing? It ain't doing nothing. And my whole body's open. And he's going to be doing something. Okay? So the reason that both hands are always moving is, what if he does grab me, and all of a sudden I come up here to move him, and he changes what he's doing? I need this hand to come into play. I need it to be following close so it can come into play. And I might just go, you know what? Last ditch effort. And so what do I teach all my students? Last ditch effort. Somebody grabs a hold of you, last ditch effort. Oh, I'll just grab his face because he can't stop me from doing it, and now I'll throw him on the ground. Okay? So whatever you're doing, this is how you're going to defend yourself. Last ditch effort, grab a hold of their head, twist them down to the ground. Okay? So, but what's happening? Both hands are staying together. If I left a hand down, I can't do one-handed throw to his head. That's not going to happen. That's not realistic. Not when he's beating me up with two hands and a whole body. I'm not using my whole body to defend myself. Okay? Once I start taking parts out. I don't want to take parts out. I want everything working together. I want my feet working together, my body working together, everything. Okay? All right. So